What a win by the Philadelphia Eagles today. Eagles go up to Mile High and they kick the butt out of the freaking Denver Broncos today, 30-13. Now, let me tell you, I didn't think the Eagles were going to do this today. Not that their offense couldn't score, but I felt like their defense will give up a lot of points and not be able to make the plays. But when the Eagles got the ball at the beginning of that game, how comfortable did Jalen Hurts look? I mean, this had to be one of his best, if not one of the best halves he's ever played in the NFL. He was on fire. He was hitting guys in stride. He was going ahead and looking at the field, not looking at his first, second, third. He was going through his progressions. There was a lot to love about what Jalen Hurts did today. He stuck in the pocket. He made some throws while getting hit and still was getting guys open. Let me tell you, this was something great to see if you are a Jalen Hurts believer. This is the game you've been waiting for all season to really show that Jalen Hurts is maturing as a quarterback. He's really showing those steps are to being taken forward. And man, he really looked good out today. He honestly should have had 3 touchdowns today if Quez Watkins was able to make that catch late in the first half. He was pinpoint accurate in that first half. And it wasn't just him. Devonte Smith by far had one of his greatest catches of the season so far. They go ahead and they throw a bomb to him, and Devonte Smith, the guy's blanket coverage on him, goes up, makes the play, and it starts the Eagles scoring that day. I mean, the Eagles today just looked like they had something to prove, and they really did prove it on offense. The running backs, they dominated. Boston Scott was a monster to start off this game, and then they sprinkled in Jordan Howard throughout the game. And then later and later in the game, Jordan Howard started to become that real battering ram, and Denver had no answers for them. For this Eagles offense to do what they did today against that type of defense, it's really showing the maturation, the improvement the Eagles have made from week 1 to now. I mean, this game was just impressive offensively. It really got me fired up because this is the type of offense, this is the style, this is the mentality that this football team needs to have if they even hope to make the wild card, which winning today's game gives them a shot. Now at 4-6, which gives them a hell of a lot better of a shot than 3-7. They went up to Denver. They beat a good team. Or is Denver great? No, but they just came off a shellacking against the Dallas Cowboys. But this Denver team isn't a bad team. They have a very good defense. They have an offense that really doesn't beat themselves. And the Eagles went up and they basically kicked their ass. It was just great to see. And there's not really many negative things to talk about in this game. There's a couple things and I'll get to them. But the Eagles defense showed up. They did what they were supposed to do. They went ahead. They were able to get pressure at times on Teddy Bridgewater. They basically shut down the run at times. Now, granted, they were able to run the ball as well. But when the Eagles defense needed to shore up, when they needed to stand tall, they did in the red zone. They forced Denver to kick field goals. One of them actually getting blocked, which took 3 points off the board. I mean, the defense stood when it needed to. The play of the game, by far, in my opinion, was that 4th and 1. That 4th and 1 call where Denver ran the ball up the middle, and then number 52, it looked like, in my opinion, Devion Taylor stripped the ball out. Darius Slay picks it up, and he runs 82 yards back the other way. That play basically sealed the game right there. It gave the Eagles the momentum because I'll tell you what, in that third quarter, Denver was getting going. They were getting some confidence. They were really wearing down that Eagles defense. But when the defense needed to make a play, they manned up, they stood strong. An Eagles linebacker made a play, the play of the game in my opinion, stripping the running back, and then Darius Slay picks it, recovers the football, and runs it back 82 yards. That's just incredible. That's what you're supposed to do. Those are the type of plays that this Eagles defense has been failing to make all season, and now they finally do it. This is what we need to see more from the Eagles defense. They have to show that they can actually force some turnovers. They can get pressure on quarterbacks. They're willing to do some things different that teams haven't seen yet this season. And they were showing some things here against Denver. Teddy Bridgewater didn't make all the perfect throws. He didn't make everything great. But you know what? You have to force them to make mistakes. You have to keep them on the sideline. When you look at time possession in the first half, when you see the time of possession, I think Denver, if I remember correctly, Denver had the ball for barely 10 minutes. The Eagles had it for over 20. When you force an offense on the sideline for that long, a quarterback can't get in a rhythm. A running game can't get going. Guys can't get warmed up. They can't get going. You force them on the sideline. You make every possession matter. And that's exactly what happened today. Yes, the Eagles' defense isn't that good. Yes, they don't have blue chip players. They don't have guys that are like, we can build around them. But you know what? When you leave an offense on the sideline for that long, the offense starts feeling pressure. They have to make plays. Every possession counts. They start stressing. They start pressing. We saw some drops. We saw some plays where Denver was bobbling the football. They were feeling the pressure of that. They weren't making plays. And the Eagles' defense, to their credit, capitalized. They swarmed to the football at times. Avonte Maddox was everywhere. Devion Taylor held people up and made some plays. The Eagles' defense did their job today. They made sure Denver, when they made mistakes, they capitalized, and they sure as hell did on that fumble recovery and on the blocked field goal. Credit to the defense, which, to be fair, they haven't deserved a lot of it this season, but in this game, they sure as hell deserved it. Now, I want to talk, there were negatives in this game, so I want to talk about them. And I know I started this video off praising Jalen Hurts, saying how great he looked, what a great job he was doing, but I got some issues with his third quarter. That third quarter, as great as Jalen Hurts looked in that first half, he made some poor decisions, some bad throws in that third quarter. He should have had 2 interceptions in that third quarter. One of them was actually picked off. The other one, Devonte Smith, was basically made a defensive play by stripping Surtain from the football. So you got to clean that up. As great of a first half Jalen Hurts was, he's got to be able to bring that momentum, bring that into the next quarter. And he wasn't able to do that. Yeah, Denver had a long drive, which the Eagles got a blocked field goal off of, but the Eagles needed to do a better job in that third quarter to really get back in the rhythm of the game. And I felt like those first few plays in that third quarter weren't the best ones to pick. But let's be honest, I'm nitpicking here. Like, really, it's really a nitpick at that point. Jalen Hurts played pretty much a damn good game. He did what he was supposed to do. He's showing you a lot more glimpses of the potential of being a franchise quarterback that we want to see. He's making it more every week that he keeps playing well like this. We saw it with Detroit. We saw it with the Chargers. Now we see it against Denver. He's making it more and more difficult for the Eagles to justify using a first-round pick on a quarterback next year, which I don't think they should. Now, if we end up getting that situation, hey, I'll make videos talking about quarterbacks I like and I don't like. But at this point in time, with the way Jalen Hurts is playing, I say give him another year. Because he's playing good enough. He's not turning the ball over. I think this was his first interception since, 3 or 4 weeks ago. He's been doing a good job not turning the football over. This game was by far one of his best games of just reading the field. The more time we're giving Jalen Hurts, he's 14 games into his NFL career actively playing as a quarterback. He's showing progression. He's getting better, which is great. And we're using a style of offense that will support him, which is another great thing to see. Jordan Howard had about 80 yards today. That's exactly what we need out of him. Be the cannonball. Be the wrecking ball. Be that guy who's very difficult to take down. We do not have power backs. We have not really had power backs for a long time. Even with LeGarrette Blount, it was kind of a one-year rental. Having a power back like that, we saw it during this game. They started with Boston Scott. He made those quick plays. He made those big runs, really getting Denver trying to run east and west. But then when you get into the fourth and third quarter, and you have a power back that's going to put his head down and run people over. I know Denver is used to playing those high altitudes, but he's going to wear you down, and he did that against this Denver defense today. The offense did a great job staying with the run, doing what they were supposed to do, and basically let Jalen Hurts really do what he was supposed to do. That touchdown, the second touchdown to Devonte Smith, he went through his reads. He had all day. He did what he was supposed to. He saw him wide open. Instead of trying to run away, he hits him right over the middle. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's what I want out of my quarterback. This is Jalen Hurts showing that he's learning and he's getting better, and I love seeing it. I love seeing when a young player is figuring the game out. And Jalen Hurts seems to be understanding it and improving, and I'm thrilled to see it. I'm very happy to see this development from Jalen Hurts. Early in the year, I wasn't expecting it. He didn't show me too much. The Eagles weren't doing any favors for him. But right now, they sure are, and it looks great, and I'm thrilled to see it, and I'm very interested to see if he can follow it up next week against the Saints. Now, I want to talk a few negatives on the defense, and really, there's one negative. Derek Barnett, once again, makes stupid penalties. Penalties that keep drives alive for the other team. He does it every freaking week, and I talk about it damn near every freaking week. he does these stupid penalties, roughing the passer when you have no business being there, jumping off sides, and it always keeps drives alive. They were lucky it didn't burn them in this game. But once again, Derek Barnett does something stupid. Yeah, he had a sack today. Great. About time you do something. Because all he's been doing is getting penalties for this team. But besides that, the rest of the defense did what they were supposed to do. They did their job. Very impressive day of Devonte Taylor with that strip fumble. Hopefully that builds into something, but we'll see. But yeah, Derek Barnett, get him off the freaking field. I'm tired of him. Get rid of him. And I got something similar to say with Jonathan Gannon. The only time he does anything is when he's going against lower-level quarterbacks. Even against Teddy Bridgewater. I didn't see too much of blitzes. I didn't see any crazy looks. They were just missed throws, honestly. He missed some throws, some receivers made some drops, and it bailed the Eagles' defense out. You look at their third down conversion, I think they were 1 of 11 on third down today. I mean, that from the past few weeks, Denver had been very good at converting third downs. But this week against the Eagles, they did horrible. They were not able to stay on the field on third down, which allowed the Eagles' defense to stay fresh. So, hey, I may not like the style what Gannon did, but you know what? It worked today. It got the job done. The Eagles forced Teddy Bridgewater to make throws in order to get first downs and move the ball, and they weren't able to do it. When they took the checkdowns, the Eagles wrapped up and made tackles. Look, I don't like that style of defense. That's just my prerogative. I don't agree with it. But you know what? It worked today. So you know what, Gannon, I guess you get a pass this week. You better do something good against the Saints, though, because that pass ain't going to last too long. Now, I do also want to talk Nick Sirianni and the improvement of the play calling and the mentality of the offense. We saw it against Detroit, and I had concerns that they weren't going to continue it. Against the Chargers, it appeared early they weren't going to continue it, but then they did. They went right back to it, and the offense was very successful. Once again against Denver, they continued the mentality. This is a run-first football team with the young offensive linemen the Eagles have to get them have their heads down, really trying to mow down defensive linemen. It gets them into the game. It gets them in a rhythm. It gets the offensive line comfortable of what they want to do. So when they do have to pass, the defensive line is concerned about something else, and it makes their pass blocking a lot easier for them. Yeah, the Eagles have been getting beat on some pass blocks. You know, there was a play where Jalen Hurts almost lost a fumble because of that. But when you go ahead and you have a running game like the Eagles have developed, it's very tough to lose when you run the football like they do. When you're able to grind out teams, when you're able to hold the ball for long periods of time, that is winning football, even in today's pass-happy NFL. If you have a team that can run the football like the Eagles can, and they prove they can do it against a top 10 defense, which the Broncos have. They've proven they can do it. On the road, they've shown they can do it. This is good signs going into the future for the Eagles. Especially in a run where if the Eagles are able to get the job done, they can streak off quite a few wins here and really get themselves back in the playoff contention. Now, am I a believer that the Eagles are going to do anything? No, I'm still not. I got to see more. I got to see them continually win games and string a few of them together because they haven't had a back-to-back win at all this season. But there's hope. And hope is important when your team is doing what the Eagles have been doing this year. When you have hope, there's something for the future. You have something to build upon. And hopefully, with this win, maybe it makes the end of the Eagles' end of the season a lot more interesting. But with that, those are my thoughts on the Eagles' 30-13 win against the Denver Broncos today. I want to thank you all for listening to the Process YouTube channel. If you like what I got to say, please hit the like button. If you agree or disagree with what I had to say, please say it in the comment section below. And with that, hope you all have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your week. Peace.